On this week's episode, my husband Joe and I will be discussing infidelity, the damage it can cause, and the struggle it can be to repair in a relationship. We'll also give our thoughts on the entanglement that went on between Jada Pinkett-Smith and Alsina, and the public humiliation it may have caused Will Smith. So pull up and let's get this conversation started. Let's talk about infidelity, aka entanglement. So, what's your opinion or point of view on why some men and women step out on their relationship and end up in someone else's bed?
Wow, this is a pretty explosive topic. Get a lot of people feelings.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of people that got cheated on probably out there, so I'm pretty sure they want to hear your point of view.
Right, so now they're going to start asking their other significant other questions, and it's going to start arguments in their house and stuff like that.
Or maybe it might open up dialogue between two people. It might do some good.
It could do some good too.
All right, so what's your opinion though, Joseph, on why some men and women, because you got women that cheat too, not just men, because I don't want to make it seem like it's only men. Why some people step out and end up messing with somebody else? Why do you think that happens?
I mean, it's obviously probably a bunch of reasons why that would happen. I would say one being the person's not around. Often, they're usually gone, or maybe they work a lot or something, so they're not home a lot. So the other person is feeling lonely, and they're the type of person that needs to be around someone all the time. Because I mean, you got some people that they're okay with being alone a big part of the day. They don't have a problem with it. And then you got some people that just really need to be around somebody. So the first time you're not around, they're looking elsewhere. So that's one reason. Another reason would be just previous infidelity. So you feel like you need to get back at the person, or you feel like, well, you did it. I want to do it. Two wrongs equal right in that situation. Then you got, just you've been with somebody a long time, and maybe you're not, or maybe you're just looking for something new, and new seems interesting or something like that. So that could be another reason why somebody. Sometimes you could be working with someone around all the time, and maybe you start developing this relationship with this person over time. That's something that could happen too when like if you work in an office or something like that.
So do you believe in emotional infidelity, like somebody's cheating on you but not physically? It's an emotional cheating, I guess.
I wouldn't necessarily call that cheating. It would be upsetting to find out.
But you don't think that you would be more mad that a dude was connected with me on a emotional level? You wouldn't feel more angry about that than physical? Clearly you would be mad about physical because somebody physically having sex with somebody. But I don't know, for me, I feel like emotional entanglement, it could be, I don't know, a little bit more deeper, because it's, they're connecting with you on a higher level than just, sharing, having sex with each other.
I mean, that would depend on what the conversation is about. That would depend on what y'all doing. That would depend on a lot of things.
I mean, you might connect more with somebody on an emotional level than physically. So I feel like it would be more probably hurtful to know that somebody that you with connected with somebody, maybe in a way that you don't connect with them. And
it would be hurtful if the connection results in y'all having sex. Then that would be,
because of course to you that's what it means most. Like, so
that's what happens, right?
for men, that's the thing. For men,
two adults that connect with each other, they usually end up having some sort of relations with each other. I mean, that's adult.
But I think for men, y'all get more upset about the physical, because I feel like for guys, it's more of a physical thing when it comes to cheating than emotional for me.
Of course,
usually to me, I feel like sometimes it can be emotional for a woman. But I feel like for men, I don't know, I'm not a man, but I feel like most of the time when a man is connecting with a female, his ultimate goal is to get on some physical shit with her. Like at some point. Like, I don't know. I feel like they seek physical. What's the word?
Yeah, at first it's more
fulfillment.
physical. It's always physical. It's always more physical than emotional at first, because I feel like with dudes it's like that. It's like an activity, kind of. Having sex could be an activity, or it could be something that's you know, like it could be something. It could be an activity, and it could be something that's like special and sacred too at the same time. It's just it depends on who you're doing and who you having sex with or who you're with. You know, I feel like with women, they tie sex more into an emotional connection with somebody, because for a woman it's like it's almost like you let someone in your home. That's how I look at it as a woman. For a man, it's like someone's letting you in their home. So it's like it's a whole different aspect for us. We're looking at it from a different point of view than y'all. So that part right there is what makes I feel is the basis of the difference between a man and a woman, is just the physical way it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like an intrusion to a woman if somebody does something to her that she don't want done.
So basically, when a man, woman, wife, or girlfriend or whatever cheats, he feels like another man entered into his house.
Yeah, you feel territorial about it. It's a range of emotions, but I mean it's different for some guys. And some, you know, you got some dudes that, but I guess it depends on the feelings you have for the person. You know what I mean? But like, some dudes, they react differently. Some dudes will just walk off and keep it moving. Some dudes will kill the whole family. You know, you just got a lot of different things that happen behind infidelity and stuff like that. But I mean, you know, like at the end of the day, you know, different aspects. People look at things differently, especially just men and women. You know, I feel like, you know, women are just more emotionally attached. So that's another thing that can make a man upset, is the fact that his woman, for her to even do that, means that she had to have some sort of attachment to this person or some sort of link with them to even let that go down. You know what I mean? So like that's another thing that makes it more upsetting for a man. And I think that's why subconsciously when a man cheats, and like a lot of times you always hear, you know, a man cheats, a woman lets it go a couple times, or you always hear about a man cheating more frequently than a woman. And I think that's because of that, going back to that basic thought, and it's almost like a primal thing where, you know, a man looks at sex as a more of an activity, and, you know, he's looking to put more of his genetic code in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about how a man can reproduce many children at once.
Oh, boy, here we go.
No, I'm just saying it's true though. Like a male could have multiple children at once with multiple women, where a woman could only have that one child, or the twins, or whatever. Whatever she's carrying, she can only have that set of, you know, that pregnancy at one time. Where a man got 20 women, 100 women pregnant at one time.
All right.
And I think that goes back to before civilization, when, you know, if there were people around even before civilization, and that's a whole other conversation that, you know, I could dive into right now.
Oh yeah. You want to start talking about ancient times and all that. So I don't know. I feel like I want us to kind of like talk a little bit about our own situation a little bit. Like, you know, clearly we've been through some infidelity in our relationship. We've been together for almost 20 years. So people can't think that we've been together that long and nothing ever happened. So I kind of just want us to talk about how the infidelity crept into our relationship in the past. And not my infidelity. I just want everybody to know, not me. It was not me. It was Joseph. So Joseph, since you was the person that, you know, committed the offense, you need to explain to everybody out there why you did what you did.
Put me in hot seat right now.
I mean, you ain't gotta, you know, go on. Just kind of like give me your point of view on why you ended up, you know, doing the stuff you was doing in the past back then or whatever.
All right. So just, you know, first of all, there's a lot of people, and I'm sure some of the people that's listening, they look at our relationship and see we've been together for so long, and a lot of people have admiration for our relationship, and I just want to let everybody know that it's not easy being with somebody for so long. It's hard. Marriage is hard. Relationships are hard.
Yes.
Especially got two different people together that have two different opinions on nearly everything. But no, just I would say for me, like
what was the main motivator for you back then?
It was, that would require me to divulge information that's too involved.
You don't gotta divulge that much information. I mean, back then when you did what you did.
I was young at the time. Like I feel like I had a different mindset at the time, and I feel like my hormones were raging a lot more. I feel like I was old. Like, like every day I wanted to have sex every day. I could never stop. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy. But then, me being in my later 30s now, I don't think about it even a fraction as much as I used to.
So let me ask you a question. If you was thinking about it as much as you was back in the day, because clearly ain't no female out there gonna be having sex with nobody every day, all day, especially we got kids, it's kids involved, and we got, it starts to become other things going on that you got to put your time into. So if you still had the sex drive that you had, would that mean that you may step out because you need to fulfill your sexual desires?
That's one that was definitely a reason, or I would say a fit, why I did what I did back then.
So it wasn't so much of, because I feel like dudes, like when they cheat, sometimes it's not even about what they're not getting at home. Like I feel like a lot of females that, the side chicks, they be thinking that when a man is messing with them, it's because they're not getting something from the wife or the girlfriend. But sometimes I don't even think it's that for them. Like sometimes they have a good ass wife or girlfriend, or they have a good relationship with each other. And I don't know what really causes some dudes to mess around. I think they just like you said, it could just be for the chase or something new or something to do, activity, I can't get the recreational purposes why they might be messing around with different women. They don't always have something to do with what the wife or the girlfriend is not doing. But I think that when you get cheated on, you think it's you feel like it's something you didn't do, or you trying to figure out like, well, what did that person have that I didn't? And it seems like sometimes guys can't even really explain that shit. Like they like, that person didn't mean nothing to me, whatever. And sometimes they don't even know why, or not willing to explain to you why they did it. So they just like, oh, I don't know, it was a mistake, or it just happened, or whatever like that. So like,
yeah, well, this, I think a lot of it has to do with ego, the male ego, and a man wanting to feel like he's conquering something, a challenge sometimes.
So when does that go away is my question. So when you're young, they try to say a lot of young dudes, if you were a young dude, he not going to most likely be faithful. Not saying all young guys is cheating, because I don't want to say all of anything, but if it's a young guy, his hormones is raging, he out there trying to sleep with whatever, even if he got a girlfriend, baby mama, or whatever. But when you become older and more mature, you got some men that's older that's still out there doing up. So what's their excuse?
Well, I think the older men out there that's still doing whatever, and I'm not trying to put no men under the bus, or I'm not trying to say nothing about no people. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble or nothing like that. But I mean, I think a lot of times when an older guy's still out there just doing whatever, I think because either he's opportunistic, he's an opportunistic person, and he feels like, I can't let this opportunity go. You know what I mean? Like if somebody a chance, he's gonna take it because he don't know when the next time it's gonna happen. That's the situation for an older person. He could be not getting nothing at home. He could be in a relationship that's just stagnant.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Or it'd be another reason have a significant other always accusing you, or they don't trust you, and you're like, well, damn, I feel I was doing something. I might as well do this shit then, because you already think I am. That could be then. But I don't know. You don't see it as much with older men as you do with younger guys.
Right.
And like, it's just with younger guys, it's almost like an instinct or something inside you is like make you conquer everything you see. You know what I'm saying? It's this weird thing that, you know, I can't explain.
Right.
I think
and you can't speak for every guy. Every guy motivates.
Right. I can't speak for every person, because there are guys that I know that were really into their girlfriends more than guys, and they were just really, 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 you know, just like faithful and they do shit. But I you know, but then on the other side, there was a lot of guys that I knew that didn't give a damn. You know what I mean? Like, they were doing whatever. You know, and you talk to a lot of these guys now. You know, all of us being in our 30s and 40s and stuff, and you know, a lot of guys are just like settled down, and they're not even talking about that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not talking about going out and looking at bitches. Right. Like dudes ain't even really talking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of dudes talking about making money, or they talking about a family, or they talking about how to make life better. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I think about. At this point in my life is I'm trying to improve my life and everybody's life around me, because it's, you know,
and you know what too, I feel like I say, women cheat too, and I feel like we have our own reasons why, you know, that might happen. It could be because, like, you know, for men it might be just to conquer, or feel like, or they hormones is raging, they trying to see whoever. Or for women, it could be an emotional thing, or they might feel like they're not getting something. I feel like a lot of times when a woman's cheating, it's because they are doing it for a reason, and it's more deeper than just, I just want to have sex with all these different men. I feel like with them, it's either they're not getting something from the relationship.
And that's what makes it more hurtful for the dude, I think.
For the guy, right.
Yeah, first of all, the first thing I would, for me, and I can't speak for everybody, but for me, the first thing I would think is like, what am I not doing? You know, so that's a blow to my ego. You know, a lot of guys, you know, ego, a blow to a man's ego is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit. Right. So, you know, for some guys, for some guys less than others, but. For me, it would be like, what am I not doing? What you know, what's going on? And you know, then other questions follow after that. But,
and then also, you know, you have a lot of dudes that if you do stuff on I feel like women a lot of times will try to forgive and try to get past it, and you got a lot of guys that they don't. It's like once you cross that line, for a lot of dudes, either they don't respect you the same, or they just don't be bothered with you, period. You know what I mean? Like, because the one thing about when you cheat is that it's harder to rebuild that trust back, like to get that trust back between each other. It's harder because now you did something. So now you got to kind of like get through that and heal from that. And you got to kind of like take a chance on this person and hope that they don't do it again. And sometimes it becomes messy. And I think for some people, they just be like, you know what? I ain't fucking with you. Like, you did that. They don't give a damn about excuses. They don't care about none of that shit. Like, oh, you wasn't there. They don't care about, especially dudes. I feel like guys are way more judgmental and harsh on when women cheat than when they cheat. I feel like when a woman cheat, they like writing a bitch off. She a hoe. She for the street. She this, that. But when a man do it, you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, it's an instant thing. You know, I was an ego thing. I ain't care about that. You know, they got these reasons why they did something. But then when a woman does it, it's a whole different reaction and response.
And I think that comes from ancient things where, you know, men are the dominating sex, and you know, the world for the longest time has been controlled by men. So I think that comes from that. You know, back in the day, you know, in the 1930s and 40s, it was okay to smack your wife, and you know, you wouldn't get arrested for smacking your wife. You know, you can't do that now, obviously, but that's how it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying? There were men that had their girlfriend on the side that they had kids with, they had 2 or 3 separate. They had 2 families. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
back in the day, men did that, and the wife knew about it. She couldn't really do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So
And
like,
you got some wives that they be accepting that out of wedlock baby.
yeah, it's
I mean,
weird.
some girls. You
But,
got some women. My bad. You got
yeah,
some women that will accept that their man got some kid out of their, out of the infidelity, and they accept it. I'm not accepting that. I'm just letting you know that right now. That I ain't. First of all, if you was to even do anything, like, I'm done. But
that's a little
yeah,
reckless.
like, I'm not. Yeah, I ain't playing.
Yeah,
No.
kind of right. That's right. I'm having a hard enough time with the 3 kids I got.
Yeah, but some women, they accept that baby. For me, I ain't accepting that. You gonna go, that baby gonna go, and you gonna be off with that girl you had that baby with.
But
All
hold on, just for real quick. I'm trying going back to what you said before about the when you break trust in a relationship and it takes a long time to build it. I feel like that's a big reason. I feel like that was a big lesson for me. Was like knowing the heartache and the problems and the distrust that comes from it. For me, it's just not worth all that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like back when I was younger, I would do things like almost impulsive, and then I would worry about it later. I feel like now it's like I done experienced, I was the person that did the wrong. You know what I mean? So like. I experienced firsthand what it is to be in a relationship where the person is not trusting you at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's taken a long time to build that trust. I mean, it took years. You know what I mean? And even today, it's still something that we work on, and it's still something that comes up, and it's still, you know what I mean? So like, it's just, that all of that together makes me really. Like just not even trying to go there, you know what I'm saying? Because it's too much. It's not worth that, you know what I'm saying? It's not worth for me to have fun for 10 minutes with somebody, and then years of fucking problems.
Damn, Joseph, it only take you 10 minutes.
I don't know. I guess.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah. Nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, it's not worth it. I feel like if you care about your relationship or your marriage or whatever, even though you might be tempted, I'm not gonna make it look like I was never tempted to do things, because I'd be lying if I was to say, I was never tempted to step out, because like I said, and like you said, we'd have been together almost 20 years. We done been through ups and downs. There was a whole bunch of stuff that we had to go through. So yes, there was temptation on my end to do things. At the end of the day, I never acted on it because I had to think about, girl, if you do that, you know what I mean? Like, I think about consequences behind what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Like most women.
Yeah, like I'm gonna really think about it, because I got kids, we have a home, we got stuff going on. So it's like, it's a lot to be lost from doing that. It's not like back in the day when we was all living with my parents and I'm at my mother's house, you at your mother's house, we cheating, or I'm doing something, you doing something, we break up and we move on. No. It's like real life going on around here. So it's like, the temptation could be there. I'm pretty sure anybody gonna be tempted. You know what I'm saying? You're a human being. I'm human. Like, you might see a girl that might be nice looking or whatever. You might think, damn, if I was single, I'd have talked to shorty. But I might see a dude and be tempted to be like, damn. But at the end of the day, it's about what you do. It's not about what you're thinking, because you can't control your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You can't condemn somebody for what they thinking. You can only condemn somebody for what they do. So if I'm not doing it and I'm not acting out on it, I ain't sleep with nobody, I ain't meet up with nobody in no hotels, you ain't doing that. It's at the end of the day, we gotta be realistic. Couples need to be realistic about, you know what? I might look at that female and be like, yo, she look good. Or admit that there's been times throughout the relationship that I was tempted. You should be able to say that without getting the backlash, because I am a human being. Like, we're human. We're gonna get annoyed with each other. We're gonna, you talking about spending a lifetime with somebody. So it's like, you're gonna go through that. But it's what you do, to me, that matters the most. How do you respond to your thoughts? I can think about killing somebody. I'm gonna do it. I can't go to jail for thinking about killing somebody. So at the end of the day, it's about what you do.
Not yet, anyway. They may, in the future, they lock.
I know, man. They're gonna be like, you going to jail for things, you know.
They got
you plotting, you know, you go to jail for that. You can get locked up for plotting to do something to somebody because you're trying to like execute some whatever.
So imagine if they're able to see what's in your mind, you really fucked.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want nobody to read my mind. It's like I feel like you should be able to have your thoughts. That should be something that's private for you.
It is. It should be, and that should be, you know, of course. But if they ever have technology to do that, I think they ain't gonna use it. They're gonna use that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say anti-terrorism, and they're gonna use that shit because they use anti-terrorism for everything. You know, that's They use the Patriot Act to fucking violate everybody's rights as many times as they want to. You know, that was one of the biggest things that they signed so they could do that.
Right.
But that's off topic.
So the last thing I want to talk about and touch on is the whole Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. Since we're talking about infidelity and cheating and all of that, I wanted to kind of talk about that real quick because it's been a lot of buzz on the internet about that whole Jada Pinkett and August Alsina debacle. So I just wanted to get your point of view on that. Like, how do you think Will, like, all right, so how do you think Will feels about having to publicly talk about what went on between his wife and out in August with the world making memes and jokes on a situation? How do you think that makes him feel?
I would say it probably makes him feel I'm sure he's embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure.
Because they knew it. According to them, they already knew that this happened, but it was a private thing between them, and now the whole world knows it. So I feel like even though it happened a few years ago, and they might have already done went through whatever they had to go through with that, it's like now I gotta publicly address this situation because dude decided that he wanted to be acting like a little bitch and reveal that he messed with this woman for whatever reason. People feel like he's doing it to try to sell his album or whatever, but still, that was some bitch shit that he did. But anyway,
yeah, that was some real female shit he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
because I feel like you're not considering Will. At the end of the day, you know, like I said, that's his wife, that's the mother of his kids. So like, you know, when people making jokes about it, you know, I'm wondering how that's making Will feel right now about it. Even though it's old, but now it's new again.
Already dead and said and done, and it's like for him to bring that shit back up, you know, that shit was lame.
Right. It's like opening up a wound again.
Yeah, I know Will is definitely humiliated, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Will Smith has a really big fucking ego, and he's just a really big person, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to a lot of things. And you know, for him it's probably just, you know, he's probably annoyed, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's fucking annoyed too, because I know I would be that this dude that we was helping out, that I had around my family, I had him around my kids, you know what I'm saying? He feels some type of way, so he want to put this shit out on Front Street, you know what I mean? Like, that would have me I'd be really fucking annoyed and want to go, you know, and want to go see this dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be my reaction, like, I gotta see you somewhere physically, like, face to face. You need something, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, I mean, you know, I'm sure he's angry. I mean, different. Do
you think he's more angry? Do you think because at that red table talk, Will looked like he was upset in his eyes. But I'm thinking a lot of people was trying to say he was mad with Jada, but I don't think he was mad with Jada. I think he looked like that because he was probably mad that I think he was mad about what August did. Because he said at the end of this red table tour, he kept saying like they trying to figure out why now, why bring it up now. He said that with him and Jada both was like, you know, this is old. Like, why would you do an interview and bring this up? So I feel like for Will, a lot of people thinking that he was looking mad at Jada, but I feel like he was probably feeling some type of way about dude. That's what I think. Cause it's like, why you trying to humiliate me right now? Like, this old. Like, why you talking about how you had a relationship with my wife? I gave you my blessing and all of that. I never gave you my blessing, and that's why.
No, like, you know what they need to do, man? They need to go have a boxing match for charity.
Oh, God.
They need to go raise some money. They need to have a boxing match and just beat the fuck out of each other in the ring. Because, I mean, you know, at this point, it's like ain't nothing left to do but to put hands on somebody at that point. Because, like, you don't need to be bringing that shit back up. You know what I mean? But
right. It's like it happened. Right.
Yeah, it happened already. You know, just be thankful and be grateful that you still fucking breathing. And, like, just and leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then I heard that he made a diss track about I think they said that he called it entanglement, and he tried to basically say something like, she was messing with me because I guess she wasn't with you, or I had the keys to your car and your house and all of that.
Yeah, see,
so I still felt like you still trying to take jabs at Will. Like,
that's more
I don't know.
Yeah, that's more shit right there. It's like, that's even more of a reason. And, at the end of the day, August is not fucking ringing bells like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not really doing nothing like that. So of course he's gonna try to use whatever he can to stoke up business.
And make himself right, because nobody was speaking his name like that.
Right.
So now, because of this, everybody talking about him.
So now it's like, even if Will really did want to do something to him, like, he really couldn't do too much, because everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows who Will Smith is, Jada Pinkett, August. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know who these people is. So if this motherfucker end up, face down in the river somewhere, first person they gonna come look at is Will. You know what I mean? So like, he really can't really even do. Makes it even more fucking upsetting is that I can't even really do shit because the whole world know my fucking business. You know what I mean? So like, now, God forbid somebody else decides to kill the motherfucker, and I ain't have nothing to do with it. They still gonna look at me like a suspect, even though I may not even been nowhere near the motherfucker. But because we got this thing going on, if he ends up fucking dead somewhere, first person they looking at is me. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's a crazy situation. So I mean, like, I be praying for that motherfucker, because I'll be like, please don't let nobody kill this motherfucker. I don't feel like getting hemmed up by, like, it's just crazy.
And then what I've noticed too? I noticed also that a lot of guys, like on social media, I feel like it's like kind of clowning Will, and I think that's why, to me, I feel like when a woman cheat on a man, it's different for the guy to have to walk with that, like, especially once everybody know. It's like almost like you getting clowned by other dudes because, your girl, he was laying down the pipe, he was doing this, it's like this clowning. But when a woman get cheated on, men don't do all of that. They kind of like, they don't got nothing to say, and you're supposed to understand when a man cheated. But when a woman does it, and then remember, they claimed they wasn't even together, they was like separated. So they wasn't even like, it's not like they was in a marriage, in a household, and she went and stepped out on him. They agreed and decided that they wasn't gonna be together for a while, whatever. They felt like it was over at that time. So actually, she was free to do what she wanted to do, but still, like, I noticed a lot of guys is clowning the situation. I noticed a lot of like little messed up things being said about her being for the streets. I done seen things saying that she robbed the cradle because August is younger than her. But I always be thinking, like, if it was Will that would have did that, none of y'all niggas wouldn't have been saying none of that. But because and then mind you, I'm pretty sure Will was doing him too. I'm pretty sure when they was on their break or whatever, Will wasn't just climbing mountains and doing all that by himself. I'm pretty sure he was messing around and doing him.
Well, they kind of like, how you say, they kind of suggested that when they was talking at the red table, that he kind of like let a little signal out that he had.
Yeah, that he did him.
Yeah, so I mean,
and he even said it. He said we was doing us, like we wasn't together. Yeah. But I feel like the difference between them two is that his bitch probably didn't say nothing, and you got this dude trying to get clout off of Jada Pinkett and Will, so he trying to be like, oh yeah, I messed with her. Remember, he a young dude, so he probably felt like you said, he trying to get some clout off these big names, because they're big names. Everybody know who they are. And I feel like he kept that in his back pocket for when he needed to pull it out. That's what I think.
For the people out there that are saying, she fed the streets and all this crazy shit, they just want to be heard on social media, because I mean, you stupid. You can't really think unless you 15 or unless you fucking 10 years old or something. But like, you can't really, just saying stupid shit like that. It's like, man, if you know the situation, that they was separated at the time or whatever. Like, be a fucking adult. Stop being out there saying stupid shit.
And then on top of that, you got like I said, some people, they never been in a long-term anything, so they really don't understand the ups and downs and the shit that people go through that been together for a long time. So their response is not going to be a mature response. It's going to be, like you said, some kiddie ass, some 10-year-old shit. Like, oh, for the streets, or oh, she a hoe because she did this, whatever. Like you said, being idiots. But
yeah. I don't understand somebody's whatever. Say some stupid shit like that.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Some of the little memes and stuff, it was funny. You know, they did
memes are funny. Yeah, the memes are funny.
You know, I laugh or whatever because that's their life. That's not mine. So I'm not gonna get mad about what they gotta go through.
Comedy's always good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's people out there that ain't got nothing better else to do than fucking talk shit about. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, I don't even give it that much energy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not putting up a post on Facebook about
right.
I could give a fuck less. You know? But
right.
That's just me, man.
But in my opinion, I'm gonna end it. I just want to say, I feel like, in my opinion, even if you don't care about celebrity issues or whatever, I feel like you still should take whatever they were talking about and apply it to your normal situation that you might be going through in your relationship or in your marriage. Like try to separate the whole, or they celebrities, or nobody care about them. They got money. I feel like having money doesn't mean that you're not gonna have issues. That doesn't mean you're not gonna have problems because y'all have money. Doesn't mean that. And some people think that. But even if you say, oh, they celebrities, who cares? Just if you know, I feel like you can take something from that and apply it to your normal life, or you know, and maybe understand a little bit how that happened or whatever like that. And maybe try to learn from it and try to, you know, do something better. Or if you're going through that in your own marriage, or y'all might have had some infidelity or whatever, because remember, she tried to explain in the Red Table Talk about how she just wanted to feel good and she was not happy and everything like that, and that she ended up, I guess it started growing into something with this guy. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like some people should just like listen to that on a different level and not just look at it as Jada and Will. Like, you know what? I can understand that. You know, I've been in my relationship and it's been moments that I felt lonely, or I felt like I wasn't fulfilled, or I felt, you know what I mean? So that maybe it could be a relatable emotion. You can relate to it a little bit. Like, all right, I went through that, or I felt like that. You know, that's how I took it.
I could definitely relate. I could definitely relate to it, and I actually think they handled it pretty well, considering. I mean, like, right. And I mean, I don't even know how I'll be able to handle some shit like that, man. Being a celebrity and everybody being in your business, I don't do too well with that type of shit.
Yeah, I know you don't like. I know you're a private person, and I know you don't really like to talk too much about your business anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you didn't want to talk about our business on this podcast today, talking about what we went through. But I feel like, you know, like, I gotta be a little transparent too. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and tell people, oh, my damn business, but I want people to know that, you know,
I'm not gonna be out here 100% bullshit. If somebody was to ask me, I'll fucking tell them what it is. But you know, you're right. But you know, at the same time, I'm not publicizing my shit either. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't really publicize too much of anything I fucking do. I mean, I think the last time I put a new picture on Facebook was like 2 years ago.
You need to change that profile picture.
Yeah, I don't really publish anything. I don't really put too much of anything I'm doing on there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The only thing I'm putting up there now is trying to show people how to get to this money. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not why me helping you get money, you helping me get more money. We all helping each other. That's a little concept that I'm trying to push out there right now. You know what I'm saying? But nobody listening. I guess nobody want to get money. I guess everybody want to keep working for somebody every day and never get shit.
Oh God.
You know?
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to start doing some little seminars or some little videos and stuff. And for people that are interested, you know what I mean? They could come to you, or they could hit you up and find out what it's about. That's the only thing you can do. You couldn't lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink it.
Yeah, well, we're gonna go a little bit harder, man. I gotta build myself up to the point where I'm no longer having to work for the man. And then I can focus on my efforts and energy into promotions and seminars and all that shit. And we already got plans for that. We're already thinking about how we're gonna do that stuff.
Right.
So we trying to do it, man, because this shit is for the birds.
Right. And if you spend more time thinking about making money, you spend less time thinking about who you gonna cheat with.
Yeah.
You gotta refocus your ambition. For the men out there and women out there, you know, and try to better your life. Cheating and messing around is a temporary feeling, but it's not gonna better nothing.
That's only making things messy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I personally don't want to deal with the messiness. You know, maybe somebody that never dealt with it before don't know yet. So they might go out there and do some shit and then realize, damn, I should have never did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at all this shit I'm going through because of this shit.
Do you have any thoughts and opinions on tonight's episode? If so, please go to anchor.fm/ontheblockandbedstar/message and leave a voicemail with your commentary.